If you're a US RN looking to practice in Canada or feeling overwhelmed by the licensing process, you're not alone. The process can be quite daunting, filled with unexpected hurdles. In this video, I would give a detailed step-by-step process on how I converted my US RN license to Canada. And if you want to know more about this process, stay and watch till the end. Welcome back to my channel, guys. And if you're new here, welcome. On this channel, we talk about everything lifestyle, being in our 20s, faith, nursing, and much more. So if that's all you're interested in or some of it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. First things first, Canada operates on a provincial licensing system as opposed to the States, which operates on a state to state licensing system. And each province has its own nursing regulatory body, which means it is province specific. So, the first thing you need to do is figure out which province in Canada you would like to practice in and then go from there. In my case, I chose British Columbia, which is one of the provinces in Canada, and mostly because that's where I got all of my job offers and interviews. So in British Columbia, I used two nursing regulatory bodies. So one is specifically for IENs, basic, which means internationally educated nurses, and the other is tailored more to British Columbian. So the one that is for IENs is called Inspire Global Assessment, formerly known as Nursing Community Assessment Service, NCAS. And then the second one is BCCNM, which is British Columbia College of Nurses and Midwives. So the first process for me was having to apply through Inspire. Inspire basically reviews your educational credentials, English language proficiency, and competencies. As of now, for US nurses, you actually do not need to go through Inspire any longer. You just need to go straight ahead to BCCNM, put in your application, and you go from there. But for me, I applied last year around like June, and I definitely had to use Inspire. So for I'm going to talk about both processes just for the people who are from other countries like the UK and things like that. I'm going to talk about my process just so I can help other people. But I just wanted to clarify that if you're a US educated nurse, you do not need to go through Inspire. You only need to go through BCCNM as of now. For Inspire, I had to first of all submit an application form. That application form came with notarized birth certificate and some other things that it would ask for. I think your passport or like some IDs and things like that. I just like the normal process. And then I also had to submit a credential report in my case, which was West. They would give you different options on the credential reports you can use. And I think West is actually one of the cheaper ones. So that was the one I submitted. So I had to submit West. And simultaneously had to apply through BCCNM. If you guys don't know what West is called World Education Services. I think that's the full name, and it basically helps with credentials. If you've studied outside of the country you're looking to immigrate to in terms of work or school or things like that. So it basically helps to like make sure that your education is in line with whatever place or country you're looking to immigrate to. So for West, you basically have to request your official transcript from your school or university and set get them to send it to Wes, and then Wes evaluates that report and sends it to Inspire. So in my case, Wes was meant to take, let's say, 2 weeks max. I think they even told me like 7 days, but they took 2 months because I think they were having like a system and website change. So that kind of delayed a lot of things for me. So after Wes, completed my report evaluation or my, educational evaluation. They sent it to Inspire, and immediately Inspire got it. They did not take long at all to respond. I think it must have been within a week. Inspire reached out to me telling me that they sent my report to BCCNM and my application and things like that. So yes, I think at this point it was like August 28th. So yeah. So mind you, I applied June, beginning of June to like beginning of June slash mid June, and then at this point I was able to get like a decision from Inspire around August 20, so end of June. For BCCNM, I submitted an application form and then they reached out to me shortly after to submit an employment verification form called Form 153, which basically requires you to get proof that you were employed at the organization you're saying or the organizations you were saying that you were employed at. So you get this from either your manager of your unit or your director. So they usually send the form directly to the manager, and then the manager would send it. The manager can't send it to you, and then you send it to them. Manager sends it to BCCNM straight. So yes, that's what they requested from me. They told me that upon receiving my application and my form and all the complete documents, it would take 20 business days for them to review my application. But obviously, it took longer than that because of the delay with Wes. After BCCNM received my application from Inspire and everything, they actually reached out to me like the next day. So Inspire told me that they had sent my stuff to BCCNM on August 28th, and then on August 29th, BCCNM gave me my conditional practicing RN license in BC. So at that time, mine was conditional because so I was required to complete like a signed form from my educators stating that, after orientation, they've made sure that I'm competent enough for these 120 hours that they've observed me for. And then the second thing I had to do was do like an introduction to Canada, or no, introduction to healthcare in Canada course at like a uni online. Yeah, so that was the license they initially gave me, but then shortly after I started working, which was like in March, Business CNM reached out to me and said that for US educated nurses, they're no longer requiring us to um have to like do those things, right? So they just gave me my full practicing RN license, which was great. I didn't have to do any of that. So yeah, that's basically kind of the summary of the whole process. So in terms of cost, I would say that um it was about like 700 Canadian dollars. And keep in mind, I had to do Inspire, I had to do West with the new rule that where US RN nurses or US educated nurses don't have to go through Inspire. You would most likely probably not require Inspire and West because West is usually associated with Inspire. But I would do more research on that. So I would say that maybe you guys' process would probably cost like 500 Canadian dollars max, but then I would still budget 1,000 Canadian dollars just in case it is. But yeah, I think that's it. And let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope I was able to help those of you looking to move from the US to Canada as a nurse. Yes, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys in my next video.